Hello everybody, welcome back to the single player world. You guys know where we are. That was what we built last episode. This is what we built the episode before and the episode before that. And we are going to be working on a brand new project inside of this project. So quick little update. This is what I'm doing. I'm just messing around with stuff. It really doesn't look too good to be completely honest. But I think it is definitely coming along. And today what we are going to do is we are going to be going downstairs over here, which is actually a new area. This is the first time I'm showing this area off because I did it like 10 minutes ago. So this over here is the new prison or jail. I think jail is a better word for it. Prison is kind of, I guess, where you kind of sit for a while. Jail, these are where we're going to be keeping prisoners captured in fights, like in conflict over here. Looking out the side here. Let's just quickly run up to this level will be good. Good lookout level. Fights with ships and anyone coming in this way. That's where it's going to be, where they're going to be taken and kept. I guess that's the thought behind this, of course. You never know. We might still change a little bit, but I think that's the idea of where we are going to be keeping people in this conflict. So here we go. This is it. I may have got a little bit carried away. As you can see, I've done a lot of the ground textures, bit of this sort of stuff here, but I just thought, you know, it's kind of hard to bring you guys into this when I've got so much to just get done before I can actually show you anything, because it's actually significantly harder to start an episode like with absolutely nothing, because of course you guys don't know what I'm doing. I've got the plan in my head, but it never ends up turning out anywhere near like what I thought. So I thought maybe we could start off somewhere in the middle, and I think this is somewhere in the middle where we've got a bit of the basics done. I probably could have cooled down a little bit, but you know how it is. Get a little bit carried away. So I've got a few ideas here for this prison, because I'm not going to be making a normal prison. I feel like we can maybe make it a bit more interesting than what I've done before, because I've actually built a jail. Sorry, why do I keep calling it a prison? A jail. When did those become 3 at a time? I only made two iron. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to question it. Apparently, iron doors now are like normal doors. Has that been a thing for a while? Okay. Do not worry. I'm going to continue on. I'm not going to even question it. There we go. Okay, so where was I? Can't even remember where I was. Ah, yes. Making it different. What I want to do is I want to make this a little bit more different than what we've done before. In the past, I've had, for instance, just a little bit of a jail and it was a police station, actually, where we had a way... Okay, let me get in quick. There we go. We'll have to sneak our way out of here. Where we had a little bit of an escape route. It was kind of cool. I like that. I like the idea of having an extra bit of story behind the builds. You guys know that. And of course, having the escape route was pretty cool because it meant we could make we had a little poster in the wall and you could jump through the poster and that would get you out, which I thought was a neat little way of doing it. But I think we can maybe do something a little bit different this time. If not, maybe we can make it a little bit more different when we get past that level, when we get past escaping that way. I want to think of something a little bit different though. So we'll be getting onto that at some point. So let's just have a look at this. That's looking like a bit of a jail. Do I keep this open though? That's an interesting thought, because I think that could look pretty cool just being open. I don't like what I just did there. Yeah, you know what? I'll leave it open. I mean, if someone escapes, they're escaping, but that's fine. Okay, so let's go through a few more of my ideas for this. Other things that I want to do. I'm gonna try this, and it probably is going to fail pretty miserably, but it's worth a try. I want to try my hardest to make a rack, which is basically like a torture device. It kind of sounds creepy starting it off, but yeah, pretty much if you want to get these guys to speak, that's the idea of this medieval torture that's going to be going on here. Maybe something like that, or maybe just a way to kind of chain people to a wall would be really, really cool. I've also got a few other plans with this, but what we're going to do is today we're going to focus on the smaller details. Of course, we've been building some big stuff recently, and I think it's about time we chill out a little bit and start adding in some of these things. Is it nighttime? I think it must be nighttime. Surely it's nighttime. So one of the things that I was thinking about doing as well while we were down here, and this is just a thought, and I want to try it out. Maybe just try it out together very quickly to make sure that it does work or it doesn't work. But I was thinking it would be kind of cool to make a little bit of a muddy patch underneath here. Just smaller details. Again, just want to get into a few more smaller details today. Something that I feel like we do relatively well, but you tend to forget about a lot of things, and I feel like I don't come back to things when I want to. So let's try that. That needs to go. Okay, This is how you do it. You gotta do a few small things like that. Work out what's going on. Do I have any is that normal? That is normal dirt. Okay, interesting. I don't know why I got that. I don't actually, oh, I know what, never mind. It was in my inventory before. Never mind. I thought I had just picked that up. Yeah, I guess that could work. Maybe something like that to distract from the side. Maybe something over here to distract a little bit. And one of those in there. Can that come out? Yep. Good. That's cool. And I also really like these particle effects that are coming around here, which is actually just plain luck, because of course that's where the water is. That'll work. Now, I've got another idea, and we've actually been going quite a bit here with ideas, and that is not it. The idea was not to flood this area. The idea was actually to make a little bit of a little way you can look out, kind of like a window, I guess. But I do not know if this is going to work now, because I've just removed that. I thought we were at a level where we could do this. Can I get rid of that? No, I can't. I mean, I could, but no, that's not going to work. We could get rid of... Ooh, that one can go. I feel like we all of a sudden just going to hit water. There we go, there it is. Yeah, that's not going to work. I could probably try something along those lines there. Although it doesn't look much like a window here, it might actually be able to look like a window from the outside. Let's have a look at that. So we do that there. That won't work. I can't place anything there. Yeah, you know what? I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. It's worth a try. Did not work. Super fast shader stream / stuff that happens outside of the world update. And I thought we'd do it with shaders, of course, because I mean, hey, we don't touch shaders too often, and I thought it would be a bit of fun to just walk around the world with shaders. And people always ask, this is Sildur's enhanced default shaders. If you guys just Google that, you should find them pretty easily. And that is the reason why we are looking at this area. And it's looking so good with all the shadows on things. Very, very cool. And the light and all that. It's just working really, really well. So I thought we would get started with this. And this is the update, of course, very, very quickly to the Snowy Village, which we've been working on for, I think, about 3 streams, maybe 4 streams. Hey, that compressed ice actually looks pretty cool in there when it's got shaders, but without shaders, it actually looks horrible. Surprising. I actually thought it could work quite well. Here we go. This is the update time. So we've got ourselves a lot more stuff in here, and I'll quickly just go through each thing. You guys can tell me what you think about it. This can still change, by the way. Everything in this world is always subject to change. So if you guys have any cool ideas, let me know. I actually asked you guys for some ideas, I think last episode, in fact. So let's go through here. We've got a pile of logs, which I think I showed you last time. This little house over here, this little odd piece here where coal is stored, covered. I can hear flames. I can't see that. That must be the nearest fire that I can hear. So just the coal, for instance, we've got a half. This is a half block as well, by the way. Sneaky way. I'm sure most of you guys know how to do that. A sneaky half block of powdered concrete. Some concrete in there, just mixed in. And I think it's really, really cool. So that's where the village's fuel is stored. I like to think of these smaller things like this. This was one of the few ideas where I've been like, that's a really cool, odd thing to think about that is good to have in your world. I mean, I don't normally think about those sorts of things. And the smaller things, I think, are what really count. So that works really, really well. Then, of course, over here, the new spot. This is just a house that I've built to break this area up. So we've got a central point of the village to walk around, because before this, we could just see right to the end, and we needed something to break up that view. So you would have to walk around it, have this area here exposed, and you can explore this. Whereas if you walk down here, this is also separate because of this place here. From the bottom, from here, it just really does a great job of separating this. And that's this one house. That's it. That's the big one that made a big difference to this place. Of course, a little bit of a market stall. I might want to do another one over there, and maybe another one around here somewhere. Just to finish it off, of course, these are buildings that we've gone through. New tower there, and the burnt down house. That's it. That's all of it. And by the way, before I go any further as well, this episode I actually was planning on doing other stuff compared to what we're doing right now with the jail cell. But I thought it would be kind of cool to go and do this stuff, because it was taking a lot of time, what we were doing. And I thought, you know what, we may as well get to this stuff. I was planning on going away from the jungle village. Well, not the jungle village, the new village. It's not jungle, but it's just in a jungle. And I thought maybe we would take a step away from it, but not today. Definitely not today. We got a lot of stuff to do. on a very big project, which we'll hopefully be seeing in the next episode. We're back at the fort, and I've done a bit of stuff. And remember how I said I wanted to do this a bit differently? Then I went to thinking, I'm like, well, we're going to have this escape route. How do we make this a bit more cooler? How do we do our own thing? And I thought, well, we've got a story in this world. Why are we not just using that? Why are we not building upon the story of the world? And what I've decided to go with is, in fact, not an escape route that can be used in the future. It's one that has been used. I thought that would be pretty cool. Something that someone has escaped through and got out of here. And this is the evidence of it. This is the cell that they were in, where they got out, and how they got out. So let's go into this. First of all, I had to think about how we are gonna get this guy out of here. And originally, I thought it would be a kind of a cool idea to just have one breaking through the wall, but obviously the cells aren't on the sides of the walls there. So instead, what I decided would be good is, in a fort like this, I'd imagine an escape route would be something that would be kind of useful for the people who actually worked in it, the people who were defending the city. So I thought that would be kind of cool having one of these over here for these people, the soldiers or whoever controls them, over here to come out this way and get out. So that's the secret exit, pretty much. And that is right by the entrance to this place. So that was what I thought would be kind of cool, just to get ourselves out of here. Now, the inside here, though, I thought would be cool to make a little broken wall. And I'm still not 100% certain how this got broken, or what happened to the guy. But think about that. We can build some really cool story around that. Think about what would have happened to the escapee, the prisoner that got away. We could do a whole story. That really opens up a lot of cool ideas. That's what I thought. I thought it was a really cool, neat little plan I got there. Kind of just made it up as I went, but it worked really well, I thought. Tell me what you guys think about it. So here, this is going to be kind of interesting because I worked out a way to kind of get a rack to work. I'm not too sure whether it will, but you know what? We'll give it a go. It involves some armor stands. And of course, armor stands are a bit of a pain in the butt to place, but what I've decided to do, let me just get rid of that quick. I think if I do that, get rid of that, is I decided to use the shulker box technique, which is a technique I've actually learnt in the past few months. It's actually pretty cool. So you can move things half blocks like that. See? That moves it a half block like that, and then I can move it again a half block in that direction there. Like that. So we've actually just moved this one over here. And then what I want to do is I want to be placing this door over here. And no, I want it actually in this way over here. If I can get in. Actually, no, I just can do it from there. There we go. So we got like a little piece that's being held on here. And if you have a look at what a medieval rack looks like, it really doesn't look 100% like this. Normally they horizontal, but I've seen some that are kind of angled. We obviously don't have the angles. And the horizontal one will just take up way too much space. Although it might work. It probably actually will work a little bit better than this. But I thought, you know what? This is the idea I came up with. It's going to work. I hope. At least just for a bit of an idea. Just something a little bit different. And what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to actually do this next armor stand up the top. Because I can't move it around here. There it is. And I've decided to put these pieces on the side here. Just if you have a look at what a medieval rack looks like. They normally have... It's kind of a bit more up this way. But it didn't really work when I put these up here. But a... kind of like a spool that you roll string up on, I guess it's the same thing, where it's basically a little area where you can just keep rolling up the rope and stretching the guy out. It's pretty crazy. We're not going to go too much into that. We're going to get going with some other stuff right now. So I want to quickly grab those. That actually could be not a bad idea to try out. I've got a pretty interesting idea. I don't know whether it's going to work, so we might try it out very quickly. That should be all right for now. Yeah, they'll be fine. Actually, I wanted one more thing, which I don't know where I've put them. There we go, those. Wonderful. So what I want to do now is I want to just quickly fill up this area here, because this area above us is kind of a little bit of a wasted space. And I thought it could be cool if we just packed in some supplies around there. For instance, those. Can I get this pumpkin in here facing that direction? I think I'll have to do it this way. Like that. And like that, and I think this will look way better. And also, this is actually just a very frequent question. With my texture pack that gets a few vanilla updates that we don't really like. I agree with the pumpkin. I agree that the pumpkin face is stupid, and it really should not be in the game, but the jack-o'-lantern's fine. But the pumpkin, I don't know. I feel like it should really be just a plain pumpkin. The only issue with that, if we do change it in the texture pack, by the way, is that when you change that, you end up changing what the pumpkin looks like on everything that the pumpkin gets rendered on. So snow golems, yeah, it doesn't really work. Oh, that is very bright. Oh, I don't know how about that. Okay. We'll keep it. We'll see what it looks like. It grows on us. We'll just wait. Okay, that's that. So I just want to put in some small details. For instance, like a cup that was given to the prisoner, something like that in here. We also had some... I need a way out, proper way out. I'll put these on when I'm done. Also, we're going to do a few little beds on the floor. And I don't want to do proper bunk beds that I originally thought. I originally thought of doing bunk beds sort of like what we did in the ship. But the issue with doing that is that it just looks like these guys have pretty decent living conditions. I mean, they got a pillow on them. There's pretty much everything there. And I think that we have to make it look a bit more scary, a bit more of a place that you don't want to be, I guess. That's what I'm thinking here. Where are those? Perfect. We'll just do some of those and you'll see where I'm getting at right now. So what I want to do is I want to make it look like sleeping bags, or maybe just a mat that these guys were given to stay on. Something there, a little bit of one of those over there, maybe. Well, actually, let's put it over here with one of... Nah, that's too long. Way too long. Okay, that's what we're trying this out for. Something like that, maybe. Let's look at it from the front. Yeah, that'll work, I think. And, of course, getting rid of that. And now please replace this block. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, so back to the story as well. If you guys do have any cool ideas for that, obviously I'd love to know that. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about. What happened to this guy? Where's this guy run to? What could we... I think that we can really do some really cool builds with this as well. Just in general, I think there could be some really interesting builds. Yeah, it's not going to work. We'll just do that there. Yep, that's cool. There. No. Maybe there. Perfect. Just smaller details. I think they'll do all right. And as I say, we could maybe have, for instance, out that way, there's a bunch of hills. Maybe this guy's just escaped that way. Maybe he's sitting, waiting on a cargo ship. Think about that. We're going to have some ships in this dock. Eventually, that's going to be completely cleared out. And once we've got some ships on the dock, I think that could be really, really cool. Because we could actually have a... oh, by the way, this is all part of the plan. Just so you know, this is me trying this out. I want to try something out. So we could really do a lot with that. It's just a matter of us trying out a few different things. So let's do that. Can I please pick up all of these? There we go. Wonderful. There'll be a full map. 1 of 4. Yep. Had to just double check. So I know when you do a map, for instance here, and you put it in here, it kind of makes it... Yeah, it's too big. Okay, that kind of sucks. I thought maybe if I got a really small piece, that we could try and get a map that's completely like this, right? So completely big. I thought that could look kind of cool against the wall. That's all right. We can fill this one up. I think it'll look really, really cool. Which actually reminds me that I want to fill up the map down at our spawn area as well. That will be really awesome once we've got that one done. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a few small details in here. Just finish this build off, and then we can see how everything's turned out. Okay, I have learnt 2 relatively underwhelming things, which probably are incredibly underwhelming to most of you guys. But I've learned 2 today, very weird things. And first thing, incredibly underwhelming, but look at this. An update to this block over here, even though there's no redstone power, updates that block, which is kind of weird because these are just normal trapdoors. And I don't know where there's no power around from it. Like, for instance, there's no way this is being powered. I don't really understand. I thought I understood some stuff about redstone, but maybe it's incredibly obvious. It's probably incredibly obvious, and I just can't think about it. But that's first thing I've learnt, because I thought it would be kind of cool to just add like a few little blood splats around the place. See that? It updates. As soon as that one updates, it goes crazy. Very weird. Next thing was I decided to do this, and you guys have no idea how incredibly excited I was when I saw cracked stone brick making a slab. I was like, we've got cracked stone brick slabs? No, we've just got stone brick slabs. Very weird. I never knew that was a thing. It's probably been in the game forever, and I've just never known about it. So, 2 incredibly underwhelming things for you guys to take home and use, of course, because these are both incredibly useful. So, For today, guys, I think this will do the episode. It's been kind of a fun one for me, a little bit different, and I'm really, really glad that we have managed to fit in the law in here in some way, which is I think a bit better than what we've done in previous jail cells. So thank you very, very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.